DBT was originally developed by Dr. Marshall Linehan for borderline personality disorder, but it was later found to be effective for anyone to help identify, accept, express, and manage their emotions through effective skills and solutions. Borderline personality disorder is one of the most misunderstood personality disorders that I've ever come across because it has so many different dynamic components to it. And I'm not going to get into all of it because that's a whole new video and a whole new series, and I want to give the attention that it deserves at a later date, but I'll just give you just some quick background on what it is. It was a very difficult disorder to treat and was unsuccessful in the early years with different models. But it was found, Dr. Linehan really found this DBT to be effective in helping the extreme behaviors and affect and thoughts that people with borderline personality disorder have. Because it's based on a fear of abandonment, whether that person is pushing somebody away, or they fear that the person is going to get too close and then ultimately leave, so they leave the person before the person leaves them, which can be either real or imagined, they call it. They have chronic feelings of emptiness. Often clients will tell me there's just this real hole in them, or they feel nothing at all. It's that emptiness, and it's really chronic, and it can be daily, but it can also be episodic. And chronic feelings of anxiety. Those are three of the main criteria. Very anxious and neurotic and on edge often. Very protective. And it has, like I said, it has extreme ends. And there's a lot of black and white thinking and pretty extreme or push it to the limit behaviors like self-harm and suicidal ideation, which can come out of nowhere. And a lot of these symptoms that come in, along with impulsivity, that come in all at one time, and it's like a storm. It really overtakes the person and floods them and makes them really dysregulated. But it's a very misunderstood disorder. The people actually who have this disorder, I have found to be really good people, very intelligent, care a lot about things, and sometimes too much. They care a little too much about things and take things very, very personally. So it's very difficult for them to take in all that input and decipher it. It's very difficult to sort it out in a chronological way or an orderly way. And that's part of what DBT tries to do. So I apologize, that was a long rant about borderline. But to continue with this, so in therapy, dialectal refers to the therapist helping the client bring together two seemingly opposite concepts and reconciling that conflict or dilemma that happens within ourselves. And often what you'll see is the dilemma has a subset of dilemmas. So one dilemma can branch off. It's like you have a tree trunk, which is the dilemma, and then the branches that go off in the tree is the subset of dilemmas. And it can get very overwhelming and so confusing that therapy is great because it pulls apart those subsets and then you really pinpoint what's going on. Dialectics in DBT refers to learning the skills necessary while simultaneously learning skills for influencing the invalidating environment in which one may exist. So people that go through emotion dysregulation, they have a hard time controlling their emotions or aiming them, often find that the environment around them is not conducive for whatever it is they're going through. Tough it out, suck it up, you don't feel that way, that's your fault. Those are all invalidating experiences, and they can be both from family, they can be from the workplace, school, peers, just basically telling you that what you're thinking is not right, or what you're doing is not right. And it could be very disheartening. Therapy does not focus on maintaining a stable, consistent environment, but instead helps the client become more comfortable with change